Hello and welcome back to Pages and Journeys. My name's Olivia, and this week we're seeing how much we can read every single day. So today is Saturday. I am working today. I'm a part-time nanny, so I will be heading over to work for a couple of hours, coming home, and then we are going out to dinner as a family tonight. My one rule of 2026 is that I need to read consistently every single day for 45 minutes. And yesterday we finished our first book of the year with Unbound by Peyton Corinne. I did a whole vlog of like the first couple of days of the year and what I was reading. If you want to check that out, I'll link it up above. We have some arcs on my Kindle, and I let people vote over on Instagram for my first physical book of the year, and Savor It by Tara DeWitt won. So I didn't realize this was summer, even though it literally said it on the cover, until I picked it up this morning. So we're reading a summer book in the middle of winter, but we'll see how that goes. I have heard nothing but incredible things about this one, and I am going in completely blind. As for my Kindle, currently I have Sinful King by Natalie Kane, also known as Kristen Proby, on the go, but we also have What It Takes by Willow Astor, Wicked Onyx by Debbie Cassidy, which is another arc, and then I need to go back through my KU and like completely redo it. Those are the ones I currently have sitting on my Kindle to read. I have 2 hours until work, so we're going to make a coffee, head downstairs. It is one of my favorite people's birthday today, so we're going to go send her a happy birthday message, post our reel of the morning, then it'll probably be time to go to work. Go check on Blue because he's not doing too well. If you saw last week's vlog, then you know he unfortunately managed to get a hotspot, so we're going to be taking care of him as well. Let's just see what happens in the next week. Hi you guys, it has been such a successful reading day. I worked from 10 till 2, came home, then edited a reel that needed to go up. We talked all things Samantha Bryn today, who is one of my favorite authors. I think I'm going to do a quick little video for you guys as well at some point of like my favorite authors and my like book that I would recommend you pick up. It might be a little bit of a longer chatty video, but let me know what you think. I ended up going to play a game with my brother, his girlfriend, and my other brother. It was the Knives Out game on Netflix. We had such a fun time. It's very quick to play, but it's like basically walking you through a murder mystery and someone's doing something each round. It's very, very fun. And we ended up having a great time with that. And then I did my 45-minute walk where I am reading on my Kindle while I'm walking. I don't know where I've put. Oh, here it is. I keep losing. I read 100 pages in 45 minutes. We'll talk about that book in a second though, because we're entering a new era. I'm obsessed with the book. Like, I just want to finish it immediately. It's so good. It is a new release that comes out on the 8th. But physical book wise, I picked up Savor It by Tara DeWitt as my first physical book of the year. I'm currently only 42 pages into this one, and everyone raves about this. It's taking me a minute to get into it. Fingers crossed I love this one, because I'm going to be in a very, very tiny minority if I don't. But my Kindle read right now, it is a mafia romance that quite frankly is going to consume my brain. It is Sinful King by Natalie Kane. This one comes out on the 8th of January, like I said. And if you know who Kristen Proby is, it's her, same person, but she's writing After Dark, and this is her dark romance pen name. I'm obsessed. So we have Eloise Lulu in this, who is the daughter of the Italian mafia mob. He and her have never gotten along. He is very abusive towards her, but one day she sits down at the kitchen table and finds out that he has sold her off to be married to someone. Now, she does a runner. She has burner phone, she has cash, she has a fake ID, and she books it to Vegas. When she gets to Vegas, she walks into this club called Rapture and basically applies for a bartending job. She ends up getting the job, no thanks to the god-awful manager, but she gets it because Rome Alexander, who owns the club, who's also one of the Kings of Sin mafia members, he ends up meeting her and says, she's mine, takes one look at this girl through security camera footage and goes, that's my girl. And so he makes the manager go get her back and start working there. But what he doesn't realize is that she is this mafia princess, and he is going to be getting himself into even more trouble just from wanting her. The down bad nature of this man, the way he's going to do anything and everything for her, oh, heaven. I am obsessed. Love it. I cannot wait to binge the rest of it, and we get the rest of this series this year. Just the guys' banter between all of them too, and how this is all set up. Giddy, 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 giddy. Tomorrow there's a little bit of filming and planning. I really want to get ahead. We are FaceTiming with one of my very good friends, Jordan. I've known her for 4 years now, and we actually met through Bookstagram. She owns a podcast called Spill the Smut, and I am on this week. I've done a couple episodes with her, and this is our New Year's goals resolutions one. So that goes live on Wednesday. But she wanted some like content planning tips and tricks, so I'm going to do that with her. The Steelers also play the Ravens tomorrow night, which is huge. I'm a big Steelers fan, so we're going to watch that, and they better win. Currently 2:19, 2:20 in the afternoon on Sunday. We've not read a single thing yet. This morning consisted of waking up eventually because I slept so badly. I got 4 hours of sleep and I fell back asleep around like 6 something this morning. So then we filmed the romance report. We also filmed the author guide. I did Indie Valentine today. All of that got done, edited, posted, one of them, not the other one yet. I haven't like actually done anything outside of that other than eat and see my family. So we really need to get our butts in gear this afternoon. I am debating doing a project where I pull books that I like always say I want to read but haven't read yet and wrap them up. And maybe we do some kind of like vlog of reading blind dates for myself, or just like making a mini TBR, because I feel really intimidated by the giant one I have right now. So that's an idea that I'm toying around with. We also need to do a big everything shower tonight, and I need to try and read some more of Savor It, even though it's not holding my attention right now. So just a chill Sunday afternoon.
Regular season at Acrisure Stadium, home of the six-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers.
What a handoff! You love to see that kind of team.
Okay, I don't have like the mics and everything. I'll try and figure it out in editing, but I have never been so stressed in my life. Don't be a Steelers fan if you can't handle stress. It's not worth it. I've literally popped a nail off waiting for this to go right. There's 4 minutes left. 20 to us, 17 to the Ravens. And I'm about to finish the end of Sinful King. The most stressful. Like, I'm at like peak plot mafia stuff in this, while the Steelers are fumbling footballs and can't get headsets communicating, and stress. We won. That was the most stressful ending to a football game ever, but we did it. We won. I don't think we're going to make it past the Texans. I'm pretty sure we'll fall short there. But it's a playoff game. It's a winning season. Let's go. Hello everybody. It is currently Monday night. It is like 7:20. Yes, we're already in pajamas. Let's not talk about that. I do have, like, if you see a cable, I currently have a heating pad literally wrapped around my back. I suffer from like lower back issues, and today we're just aggravating it. So we're gonna try the heat pad and just take a chill night in. I have some work to do, so I run a small business over on Etsy called Dreamy Pages Co. And one of the things I offer is crochet Kindle sleeves, and I have 2 orders. So I'm gonna wrap up those now and finish those pieces off. But once that's done, I'm gonna be diving into Savor It by Tara DeWitt. I am currently 142 pages into this one, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. Fish's character I'm very intrigued by. I really like the backstory of him. He is a chef working in New York City that got custody of his niece, Indy, and they have moved from New York to Spoons because his boss basically repositioned him to go out there for the summer and take care of her new restaurant, because he ends up losing a Michelin star and has a meltdown in the middle of the restaurant that he currently works at. And then we have Sage, who is our female main character that has grown up in this small town of Spoons, and she basically has a mini animal sanctuary on her plot. Can you tell words are hard tonight? Had a ex-boyfriend who they were together for 5 years. He's now seeing someone that like they're engaged, it's been less than a year, she's kind of burned by that. And quite frankly, that is literally the only personality we have from her so far in this book, and it's making the story drag a little. She's a tiny bit quirky, there's like just not a lot to her though. And considering we've been in her perspective so much, I'm just struggling to see where her character's going, because we've had so much of Fisher, like in a good way, like in his chapters, we're getting so much more insight into who he is. And it's also an incredibly slow burn romance. Like I'm 142 pages in and they can barely admit they have feelings for each other. So I'm going to see, I've texted some friends who assured me that it is a fabulous book and that I just need to keep going. I'm going to trust them on this one. Am I a little disappointed not to be loving this more? Absolutely. I thought this was going to be like a 5-star prediction for me. Everyone raved about Spoons and I was like, oh, it's going to be a great first book of the year. Not shaping up to be that way for me. What was an excellent read of the year though is Sinful King by Natalie Kane. I finished that last night. Guys, that has unlocked a new reading personality. It is phenomenal. I think I already gave you the premise of it. It ended up being a 4-star read for me. There was like one little thing that I wish had taken a little bit longer plot wise. Kind of felt like it was rushed, but besides that, what a banger of a first, like this is Natalie's first ever book, like dark romance book. I devoured it. If you have not read Mafia Romance before, I've been told it's a great entry one, clearly because I'm hooked. So I think tomorrow we're going to film my Kindle reset video. I'm going to put on episode 6 of Heated Rivalry because I can't stop thinking about it. And then my mum made one of my favorite childhood desserts, so I'm going to have a couple pieces of this. I will probably check in with you in the morning unless I end up finishing this tonight. Happy Tuesday. We are very obviously home from work now. I am in my comfy cozy set for the night and we have reading updates because your girl got an hour and 20 minutes of uninterrupted reading time. Unheard of. But we finished Savor It by Tara DeWitt, and then today I also filmed my Kindle reset video. And so I started the shortest Mafia romance on there because I do have 4 arcs on my Kindle that need to get read. But Paying the Bradford's Debt, on his website, you can see like a suggested reading order and it says start with this series. However, everyone falls in love with his writing in the Dark Heart series, and this is quite long of like a set of books to get through before I get to that one. And based on how I'm feeling right now, and it's one of his earlier published works, I was like, can I just jump in at Dark Hearts? And people have said absolutely dive in there, read the series in order after that because that matters, but the stuff beforehand you're fine with. And I'm keeping in mind that this was an earlier published book, if not his debut book. But for me, I just need a little bit more like from it to really get into it. So I read another 75 pages on my walk earlier. So I'm near the end of it. It's only 200 pages long, so it won't take me a lot longer to finish it. But I've spent most of today finishing Savor It because we are 6 days into the year and I have not finished a physical book yet. Now, this is slightly more nuanced because I loved Fisher and Indy from the minute I met them, started getting their backstory. I really like how Tara built out their characters. I thought they were phenomenally done. I really struggled with Spoons as a town and Sage, because Spoons kind of felt like it was just trying to be this typical small town, but with quirks, and it just didn't quite do it for me. And then Sage, I feel like we got like a ton of her character and then nothing, and it took so long to get going. Like if you're reading this and not sure about it, I did not start enjoying this book until like the 170, 180 page mark. And I heard from a lot of people that's kind of how they felt with this one, but they fell so head over heels in love with it that they ended up giving it 5 stars. I just didn't feel like that. When I finished this and I sat with it, I was like, okay, I love where we got to in the end. I love the reconciliation and all of that, but I didn't love her side of the, like I just didn't care about her character as much. Loved the animals, but I felt like at times the animals had a little bit more personality than she did. However, I am going to give Left of Forever a shot because I was so curious about Ellis and Ren's backstory and what's going on with them, and I know that Left of Forever features them. But yeah, this one left a little bit of a disappointing feel, especially because I'm someone that loves small town romances normally, and this whole slow burn would never normally bother me if I cared about the characters and like there was some pacing issues. This story does not really get started until maybe the 120, 130 page mark. So just keep that in mind if you are reading this. It is a book that you need to have something else on the go with because you're going to want to dip in and out. Yeah, I finished 4 books since the year started if I finish paying the breakfast debt tonight, which is great. That means we're getting through quite a few. So I'm going to quit rambling, go fill out the reading journal, go check in on my personal journal, and then crack on with the evening. Good morning, beautiful people. We are currently in the car. We're about to go run some errands this morning. It is currently 9 o'clock, so we're going to hopefully be back by 10 and then film, do a hot girl walk, eat lunch / dinner because we're eating our bigger meal at lunch today, and then work, head to our self-defense classes because as a Christmas present from my dad, he got me self-defense classes, which is something that I've wanted to do for a while and I'm really glad I'm tackling it this year. And then that'll be the evening gone by. So I'm really glad yesterday we got a ton of content filmed and edited, which means I only have a little bit of filming to do today, which is a win. But we're working on getting 3 days ahead. By Sunday, I want to be done with content through Wednesday next week, and I think we can hit. Let's go get these errands done. Okay guys, we're gonna do a quick mini haul while we're in the car because I just got out and we're entering cozy era. Like, I want to knit more. I can crochet pretty well, but I can't knit. But I can knit, I just haven't knit a project, and I really want to do a sweater. So I got this yarn that's got like speckles in it of brown that match the current leggings I'm wearing, and then it was kind of too perfect because this says to be knit on size 8 needles, and I found size 8 circular needles that are brown, so it matches and it makes my heart happy. So I think we're going to cast something on while I'm at work today if I can figure out what I want to make. I want to make a jumper, but I know this isn't enough. All they had, and it was 30% off, so oh well. We're going to cast something on though and make something out of this. And then for work projects, I need to crochet a book sleeve in Rosewater, which is this one here, and Cafe Au Lait, which is this one here. So I have some crochet projects to finish up while I'm home. And then I had to get 2 Comfort Color t-shirts because the place that I order from was taking too long. So I have these 2 to make up. Been a big small business week. I have not posted yet for the year on socials either, which I really should change. I get really intimidated posting on my own small business socials page. I have a whole plan for like a routine and how I want to do it. It's just actually getting the content up that freaks me out. Anyways, it's 10 o'clock. We need to get home and go film. So let's go get that done. You guys, I sold out of my first item ever on my small business. That's amazing. I've never had that happen. Okay, we're gonna restock it now and do a couple other things, but then it's time for a walk. Good morning, it is Friday. We have made it to Target. We've just done a almost 2-hour trip around just like shopping and looking at things. I didn't get too much. I mainly got snacks to make a snacker box because it's people we meet on vacation day. So we'll be watching that tonight and I'll probably add in clips tomorrow morning of what I think. It's Friday night. It is 9:30. We just got back from my brother's a cappella concert. He is in high school, it's his senior year, and it's also the same high school that I went to. So I had the fun, what are you doing now, with my high school principal, and just like, it makes me feel very awkward being back there because I was someone that hated high school all 4 years, like just wanted out. He was amazing, he loves it, and that is what matters. So it's also people we meet on vacation day, and I've been waiting all day to put this on. So I have a snacker box, and yes, we're starting with the snacker box because that's what's more important tonight. So this was a lovely gift from the senior in high school brother. We have in here so far, I have put in the Dove dark and milk chocolate swirls squashies. 2 of the compartments are the barbecue boom chicka pop. That is heavenly. I could eat a million bags of that. Like, you will be seeing it consistently in this box because I'm obsessed with it. And then he got me a Cadbury's bar that I obviously broke into the squares and put it in here too. Oh, we went to Target this morning. Me and my mum did a 2.5-hour Target trip because we haven't been in months, and it was just one of those rainy mornings where it's like, let's just go do something. My brother went back to university on Tuesday, so that kind of had her down, and we just needed a little bit of a pick-me-up, so that's what we did. I happened to get that bow glass that you saw earlier, an Olipop, an Alani, and literally just makeup remover and wipes, and a couple of candles that I will show you in the morning. We're not leaving bed right now, and I think they're downstairs. I've also started a knitting project. I am currently doing the step-by-step sweater. It is so easy to follow along. I am loving it. So that has become a huge passion project and currently has me debating whether I should get an audiobook subscription to listen to a book while I knit, because that has been a fixation activity recently. As for the walking every day, we have been getting so much reading in. At some point, whenever I finished paying the breakfast debt, I ended up picking up my arc of What It Takes by Willow Aster. Now, this one's out January 15th, so look at me getting my arcs read ahead of time. So to give you the basic premise, it is the definition of brother's best friend as the trope. We are in Windy Harbor, which is just outside of, I want to say, St. Paul, Minnesota. Willow Aster's small towns always have their own little, like, cheesy, corny names that match the town perfectly. So if you're a brother's best friend person, this is the definition of brother's best friend. We are following Juju, Juliana, and Camden. They meet when they were kids because her family moves to Windy Harbor, the small town. He ends up coming over and knocking over her cookies for her cookie stand, so he, ends up seeing her. Lo and behold, you get these flashbacks throughout the entire thing, so it's kind of like a dual timeline. Now, he is a famous chef and she owns the cafe in town. His dad, unfortunately, is sick and he's moved home to help him open up this, dream of his. So he opens up a restaurant for it called Elm and Echo. However, he has always been pining for her. They were cooking in the kitchen one day as kids. His best friend, her brother, walks in and says, "This is weird," and basically makes fun of him for wanting to spend time with his sister because she's the only one that really understands his passion for food. Now, all these years later, he's appreciating that they're getting along because they've been bickering this whole time because he has been wanting her and she's like, why is this guy just written off our friendship? And she's kind of held the grudge over the years and just become more and more irritable with him, kind of oblivious to how much he wants her. Her brother makes a really terrible comment about how it would be a disaster if they actually dated, so now they're dating in secret. It's a very, very cute small town romance. Anyways, I'm also reading another small town romance of My Silver Lining by Laura Pavlov, and this is addictive. I am currently 75 pages into this one, where we are following Lulu, who is Henley's best friend from book 1, Steal My Heart, and Rafe, or as she calls him, Raphael. He is a finance manager. She is the owner of her own small business and comes from a socialite family. She comes from a very well-known family, and she's kind of always been made fun of for her choices. She had a really terrible ex-boyfriend. She was in all the headlines, and now her small business is taking off, and her family just don't believe her and have just been kind of making fun of her. And so she makes up that she has a fake boyfriend that she, has been spending time with, and he's made up that he has a fake girlfriend because his boss's daughter is obsessed with him and his boss has been pushing them together. And he's like, no, I'm in a serious relationship, all of this. However, she meets him when she's walking out of the shower and thinks there's people breaking into her house because he went into the house that she's staying in with his nephew to try and get supplies to make a volcano. She karate chops him in the throat. And not only that, she gets stuck shoveling the driveway, and when he offers to help, she stands on the shovel part end of it and the handle hits him in the side of the head. So he's kind of like, am I just gonna get beaten up this entire time? It's so funny. It's also got a lot of heart in this story and I am obsessed with them. I cannot wait to continue. Everyone says this is their favorite in the series and I can honestly see why. It's now for people we meet on vacation. Good morning, you guys. It is Saturday morning, so happy Saturday to you guys because you'll be seeing this today. I'm about to dive into the editing cave, but I thought we could wrap up the thoughts on the People We Meet on Vacation movie because I loved it. I thought it was so cute. I loved Poppy, and the actress that played Poppy did a phenomenal job. I felt like she balanced the quirky with the emotional and the outgoing bubbly personality so well. I loved Alex. And all of the summers that they picked to feature really made that story. It's almost like they took the best bits of the book and put it into the film. It made me smile, it made me giggle. The whole wedding was phenomenal. I loved that Emily was in the film. It was just such a fun thing to watch and made me so want to reread the book again. I definitely will be rewatching it, and it reminded me why I loved the book when I read it. The first time I read this, I was 20. and I was going to Cape Cod, and like I'd just gotten back into reading, and it was one of those books that I read at the right time. But I really related to Poppy's hatred of being where she came from in the US. I had like I said last night, I just didn't love high school. It was really, really bad for me. And Poppy experienced that too, and I really related to her in that way, and her need to travel and get out and see the world. She wanted to reinvent herself over and over again, and that's exactly what I wanted to do at that point in life. And I loved how she still was able to compromise and be there for Alex and just understand herself better. So the 20-year-old version of me that loved that book makes complete sense. And then I read it at 24, and I was so lost at that point, I just didn't know where to go. And I was tired of reinventing myself over and over again. So I think that's why I didn't love it the second reread. I'm absolutely going to read the book again. I truly, truly love that book because it shows me how much I've grown as a person over time. But also, it just reminds me of like who I wanted to be at that age and who sometimes I still want to be. Besides the point, it was a wonderful, wonderful film. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend having a cozy movie night and watching it. The Snackle Box was a great addition to the viewing evening. But reading wise this week, I did get 100 pages into My Silver Lining, and I'm still as obsessed as I was the last time I spoke to you. But that means this week we read 4 books total, which is crazy. We read 2 on Kindle, one being Sinful King by Natalie Kane. Go and download this one. I cannot recommend it enough. It is now out on KU. Then we read Paying the Breakfast Debt by Jagger Cole. I'm going to jump into the Dark Heart series to see how I feel about Jagger's writing now. Savor It by Tara DeWitt, we had mixed feelings on. And What It Takes by Willow Astor, we enjoyed, and A Quintessential Brother's Best Friend. Thank you so much for tagging along, and I really hope you enjoyed this, what I've read in a week. Hopefully we'll be able to do so many more of these, but I will catch you next Saturday. Bye!